The Tuesday election totals will stand until the hand count recount numbers come in on Sunday, but Governor Rick Scott appears to be in good shape for the Senate seat. And despite the recount drama, Ron DeSantis is all but certain to win the Florida governor's race, since Gillum has picked up only one vote in all the aftermath. Joining us to talk about the fallout from the midterm elections, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, former federal attorney Emily Compagno, and Palm Beach County Republican Party Chairman Michael Barnett. Congressman Gaetz, you have been right in the middle of all of this down in Florida, so let me start with you. Are we going to bring a resolution to this, and will we end up with the same results that we had on election night, Tuesday, November the 6th?
Well, we will for Governor Scott and Ron DeSantis. The joke in Florida tonight, Governor, is that you can't spell Gillum without two L's. Andrew Gillum lost on election night. Now he's lost the recount as well. But unfortunately, he hasn't conceded that so that we can move on with a reasonable transition of the government. And I'm proud of Ron DeSantis for having invited to meet with Andrew Gillum and hear his thoughts. I mean, I think it's always appropriate to have two folks who've had a tough competition to come together and chat and then move together in the direction that's best for those that we hope to serve. So, you know, we continue to see these problems in Florida. We're going to have some systemic reform. And my hope isn't that this is like the new incarnation of the resist movement. First, they resisted Republican policies. Now they're actually trying to resist the will of the voters, and that's not a good thing for anybody.
Yeah, Emily, let me ask you about, do Democrats have a fundamental problem in accepting election results? I mean, whether it's 2016 presidential election, whether it's these elections that have come out of Georgia, you know, the Republicans didn't throw a fit in Arizona. They didn't like the results there, but they, you know, sucked it up and said, okay, send him as the new senator. What is it with Democrats, and they cannot let that happen?
You're right. And yes, certainly Martha McSally had a graceful defeat and message. You know, I don't know the answer to that, but I will say this, that there's certainly a pattern of such. And in the case of Broward County, there was an actual legal pattern and a legal history of that county election supervisor being rammed in court multiple times and always ruled against, including injunctions. Now, time and again, she was ruled to have violated both state and federal law, as well as destroying ballots early, opening them prematurely, omitting entire amendments on the ballot. And what was the remedy? We saw a machine oversight. And then this time around, the argument as to being 2 minutes late was, well, the websites created a separate issue, and I'm pleased with what I did with the amount of time I had. Since when is that kind of government incompetence accepted and also defended? And so to me, it's a disservice to the constituents, obviously, the fact that she's still remaining in that seat, still defending against those losses, and then taking it a step further, reducing it to kind of that singular issue of race. Certainly as well in Georgia, the history there, the Supreme Court ruled in 2013 that they didn't have to oversee that internal, the in-state voter election laws. So the issues here with those arguing that now Governor-elect Kemp stole the election, quote unquote, the issues that he was brought it to in court had to do with implementation and execution, not the constitutionality of the in-state laws themselves. So it's bogus all the way around and such a hyperbole to put it on these candidates when clearly the voters have spoken.
Michael, you're right in the middle of Palm Beach County. You've seen a lot of these election issues. I think what a lot of Americans look at is that it seems like the rest of Florida can handle an election, even parts of Florida that have had a hurricane, for heaven's sakes. But there are two counties down in the southern part of the state that just can't get it right. What's going on down there?
Your best guess is as good as ours. Palm Beach County and Broward counties have been the center of political chaos and incompetence.